Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bob Challoner, the President and CEO of Southampton Hospital, and I'd like to welcome you all to a very, very special event this afternoon. We've had the pleasure at Southampton Hospital over the past number of years opening new programs and really getting a new start for this hospital. And it's really been an amazing thing to be a part of it and watch the growth of the hospital and watch a team of people that have been incredibly creative at planning programs, at developing technology, at recruiting doctors, and stretching dollars also. It's been amazing, frankly, what we've done. And today we are officially opening a new piece of technology and a new program that is so beyond my technical understanding. I'm going to ask our Chief Medical Officer, Fred Weinbaum, to do most of the explanation. But mainly what we want to do is come together and give thanks and really recognize the wonderful quality of things that are happening here at the hospital and acknowledge very, very special donors, Martin and Audrey Gruss, who made this all possible for us, and I'll talk about that in just a second. We have quite a program of speakers. We're very, very pleased to acknowledge and welcome a number of our elected officials who've joined us, who faithfully join us, frankly. And I have to say, we like to invite them to these events, not only because they come and represent our community and the people that we serve, but every single one of them is always there for this hospital every time we need them. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the phone whining about bureaucracy, begging for money, asking for support, and frankly getting advice. And I really feel very, very lucky with the team of people that that represent our elected officials here. So keep voting for them, everyone. I'm not supposed to say that, but I will anyway. But we have a number of people that I'd like to invite up here and say thank you to. But before I do that, I'd like to thank a couple of people. The new Audrey and Martin Gruss Heart and Stroke Center, which is behind me, we did a groundbreaking, I don't remember when that was, a year and a half or 2 years ago. If you remember, there was a flood of rain coming off the tent behind us as we spoke. And it felt like it was in the same spot that we are in right now. It really wasn't. It was behind us about, what, Dave, 100 feet. This building that is behind me is brand new, and that's one of the amazing things, I think, is that it blends in so well. One of our goals was to do something modern, but something that also was not an eyesore for our community, and I think we're thrilled with it. You'll have an opportunity to take a tour of not only we recreated the hallway of history behind us, which is even more beautiful than it was. We have discovered a little reception area that we can use this for when we do events. We were able to fulfill a promise with the Ellen Hermanson Foundation, the breast center, which is right around the corner, a vital part of this hospital, and create a new entrance for them. And most importantly, we were able to build 2 new procedure rooms behind this wall that contain technology that I've been told is, frankly, the best operating room in the entire tri-state region, that no other hospital has this technology. And we have already used it very successfully with a number of patients on procedures that we never had the capability to do in this community before, and that's thanks to a lot of people, our donor included, and I'm going to have Dr. Weinbaum particularly acknowledge all of them. But I would like to say thank you on behalf of the administration and the board to everybody that made this possible, and I'm sure we're going to leave a few names out today. Please know that we are eternally grateful to everybody that has made this possible. I, in particular, would like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank Howard Rowland and his team from EW Rowland, the team that built all of this. We have a slideshow that Dave Lopez, our Director of Facilities and Engineering, put together. At one point, the mound of sand was growing so high here, I frankly couldn't figure out what they were digging to, but it was an amazing feat, actually, to put this in place. It's hard to believe, actually, so please take a look at those pictures. I'd like to thank Fred Weinbaum, who is our Chief Medical Officer, who really is a vascular surgeon himself, had the vision. When I first had the good luck of sitting down with the Grusses and we talked about this, and thanks to Audrey in particular, her concern about stroke patients and the impact of diseases of the vascular system. And I wasn't quite sure how to turn that into a program, but Fred, working with the Grusses, was really able to develop this. And I would like to just, if I could, acknowledge one of my staff, Fred Weinbaum, with a big round of applause for his leadership. And most particularly, I would like to thank the Grusses, who this project ended up, it's about a $10 million project for the hospital, everything included. They funded half of it. That is an amazing gift, $5 million gift. We wouldn't have even gotten started. We couldn't have even dreamed about this if it weren't for the Grusses. They've stayed in touch with us, and I have to say, as donors are absolutely wonderful. They've been attentive. They've listened to us. They've acknowledged all the great work that we're doing here. They knew when not to interfere, which some donors aren't always in that category. We every once in a while we love all of our donors, but I have to say that yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm getting out of that one very, very quickly. But they've been absolutely wonderful to talk with and create a program that has really, really transformed this hospital and is giving us capability that we are only beginning to imagine. I think this is Dr. Tasiopoulos, who you'll meet in a second. The first day he saw the OR, he was like a little kid running into my office, almost bouncing up and down the seat, and his comment to me was, Bob, this OR is a game changer, and we really believe it is a game changer, and it's all about giving our great surgeons that we have here already, plus the new ones, Dr. Tasiopoulos. We have Dr. Sharma, who is absolutely amazing doctor, who's joined our staff, vascular surgeon, already done a number of procedures. Dr. Gradisa, vascular surgeon. Dr. Ricka, Dr. Kekison. We have a terrific surgical staff. They were only lacking these tools, so we are absolutely thrilled that now we can provide them with those tools. And finally, just before I move on to the next speaker, I'd particularly like to thank my staff, and particularly the OR staff. Fred will do this as well, but Kathy Anderson, Rosamund Vitale, and the team of nurses and technicians that work every day in these facilities. It was a labor of love for them. Kathy, particularly, I was hearing from her husband how she was coming home every night with this project. We allowed our staff really to dream. Thank you, Audrey, and they were able to make this happen. So thank you to the staff. We have a couple of special guests I'd like to invite up just to speak to you for a moment. And the first one is Carol Gomes, representing the administration of Stony Brook Medical Center, our new partners who will be working very, very closely with us over the coming months.
Thank you, and it is such an honor to be here to celebrate this wonderful milestone at Southampton Hospital. The Audrey and Martin Gruss Heart and Stroke Center no doubt will be a mainstay in this community, and it's certainly a facility that many people can appreciate because of the high incidence rate of heart and stroke patients requiring care. So I'm so pleased to be part of this wonderful day, sharing with all of you, and special thanks to the family that thought of this wonderful donation and the ability to be able to share with other people who truly are in need of this type of care. We greatly appreciate it. In addition, I do know also as an operations person what it's like to pull together and plan for an OR, and I agree with you that hats off to the team that was involved in the design and eventually the implementation of utilizing the operating rooms. It really takes a village, and I I'm sure that you'll be so proud once you do that first surgery in the room, so congratulations. We actually see this as an example of how Stony Brook University Hospital and Southampton Hospital look forward to expanding the availability of services to be as close to patients and families as possible while having continuous access to whatever advanced treatment and services that we can offer. And Stony Brook also looks forward to sharing a wonderful future together, embracing a culture of inclusion and teamwork in an environment which will enable growth while serving the residents of Suffolk County. So again, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this day with you.
Thank you very much, Carol. And the next person I'd like to invite up, very special friend of the hospital with his red hat. And we always know he's there because of the red hat. And I want him to get credit because he actually got here early today. Senator Kenneth Laval, thank you very much.
Actually, the Assemblyman and I got here at the same time. This is a big day, and I want to thank you, Audrey and Martin Gruss, for your donation, your contribution to your community, and to all of the people who lives you're going to save through this facility. This is a donation that will save lives, help people, and expand the quality of health care on the East End. Many years ago, something happened where it became very evident that the East End was medically underserved. And so it has been a goal of mine and my partner, Fred Thiel, to make sure that those kinds of life-saving strategies are here, so that whether you live in the West End or the East End, you have the same opportunity to have your life saved and to have your family receive the kind of health care that is 21st century. And it seems at this hospital we're increasing. I don't know how many more places you're going to go. You talked about the breast cancer piece and this piece, and I don't know what's next. But you know, community hospitals today joining together with other entities to provide 21st century care is what it's all about. So Audrey, Martin, thank you for being visionaries and your contribution, and in your heart is obviously humanity and to help people. So congratulations.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for everything you do every day for all of us here on the East End. And next, our great friend, the Honorable Fred Thiel, our State Assemblyman.
Thank you. As if Bob Challoner isn't busy enough, he has now become a movie producer, apparently. And I want to tell you, this movie makes me very, very nervous. When Bob was speaking about his donors, there was a big hole being dug, not unlike the hole that Bob was starting to dig there. Let me just say this about donors, Bob. It's like what NASA used to say about the space program: no bucks, no Buck Rogers. So, and then with this movie, when Senator Laval started to speak, I saw the words anesthesia come across the screen. So I don't know what's going to happen while I'm speaking, but I'm going to try to get it over with quickly. And as you know, I do enjoy public speaking, although in Albany these days, the right to remain silent is becoming increasingly popular. But I especially like to talk about the hospital and the work that has been done here under the tenure of Bob Challoner and the board here and the staff and certainly everybody associated with the hospital. We are so excited. Senator LaValle and I are so excited about what goes on at the hospital, and that's why we like to be here and like to be supportive, because you've really changed the face of healthcare, and certainly working together with Stony Brook, it has really been a game changer. And today is another example of that. I too want to extend my sincere thanks on behalf of the community to the Gruss family and to the foundation for, as Senator LaValle said, being so visionary and being so committed to improving the health care in this committee. And this the couple of weeks ago we were here for breast cancer. Today it's heart and stroke, and you know, for me that one is, they're both important, but for me I can relate a little bit. I was born in this hospital. My children were born in this hospital. My father died in this hospital, and he died of a heart attack. And so today, to see the opening of a facility like this that's going to save so many lives is something that's very personal. So thank you for your gift to the community. Thank you to the hospital for all the good work that they do. And thank you for having me here today. I appreciate it.
And thank you, Fred, for everything you do for us as well. Our town supervisor, unfortunately, had a last-minute conflict, Anna Thronholtz, but I would like to invite up our mayor, Mark Epley, another amazing friend to the hospital.
The assemblyman, when he was talking, it was demo, followed by the septic system that was being put in. So.
Your turn.
My turn. I don't know what's going on there now. So, when we did the groundbreaking, I was fortunate enough to bring the building permit.
That's exactly.
And so I hope you have the certificate of occupancy. But you know, this is the Gruss family. We thank you, Gruss family. We thank you for your donation. It's such an incredible community. The things that have been accomplished in the hospital have been really because of great donations and support from the community. And it's easy to support something that has such an incredible staff, extremely high morale level, and fantastic leadership. And on behalf of the village board and Deputy Mayor Richard Yastrzemski's here today, I want to thank you guys for the efforts that you do and what you do for our community, and very proud that this is in the village of Southampton. So thank you guys.
We were supposed to get a certificate of occupancy?
I'm sure Robert's going to call.
We have another special guest on behalf of our Congressman Lee Zeldin. I thank very much Mark Woolley, his chief of staff, for joining us, and I know he'd like to present us with a certificate.
I do have a certificate, but it's not the one of occupancy. I'm very honored to be here today, of course, with Bob Challoner and the great people who do just phenomenal work here at Southampton Hospital. You should be truly pleased with everything and satisfied with your efforts here to bring great health care, another resource to the East End. And congratulations on behalf of Congressman Zeldin. I do want to say, and thank you, I didn't have to follow Fred Thiel. I appreciate that. I go back a ways with Fred, and I was counting my blessings, and I really don't want to look over there because I'm not sure what's going on over there at this point. But I want to congratulate the Gruss family more than anyone else, because it takes a point person to lead a team, and you have a great team here. And the work you did as far as providing the funding to make this happen, you can't say thank you enough for providing such a facility where you're going to, as the senator said, save lives. And that's really what this is all about. And providing the type of health care that we know is going to be coming from this facility. Like I said, I don't have a certificate of occupancy, but I do, on behalf of the congressman, a certificate of special congressional recognition for Audrey and Martin Gruss and the Heart and Stroke Center. So this, if you would, this is from Congressman Zeldin to you, and on behalf of the great work you're doing here on behalf of Southampton Hospital. So again, thank you very much.
Quick picture with the...
But this is for you, and this is from the congressman. So thank you, and congratulations. No, it's you did great. It's a great job. Really, thank you very much. So, well done.
I'll bring you up.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Watch your foot. Watch your foot there, Mark. I'm over the cord.
Did you want to?
Thank you.
Now it gives me great pleasure to actually invite my friend and colleague, Dr. Frederick Weinbaum, to say a few words.
So I'm going to try and be the straight man here. I'm sorry. First off, I'd like to express on behalf of the entire medical staff of Southampton Hospital the enormous gratitude we feel towards Audrey Gruss, whose vision really helped us to create this fantastic center that you see before you. And a particular note of gratitude goes to Bill Speck for his advice and his review of our project. Audrey and Martin Gruss really fostered the development of an endovascular suite that combines high-quality imaging in a sterile operating environment. And what that will enable is the most modern treatments for atherosclerotic, peripheral, and cerebral vascular arterial disease. And whether the disease is occlusive or aneurysmal, this will provide a much less invasive way of doing those procedures and bring us into the 21st century as an institution. And for that, we are grateful. Thank you. The gift was announced in August of 2012. And once the gift was announced, there was a group of us who recognized that this was just going to be the start of a journey. And as Carol pointed out before, to do a project like that, it takes a large team and is actually a full contact sport. We all get involved around the table, elbow to elbow. Sometimes elbows actually bump into each other, and there are competing demands, but somehow together we all worked as a actually very highly productive team. I want to say congratulations to Dave Lopez and Jimmy White, our own in-house construction team, who really spent a tremendous amount of time and effort in providing the review and guidance, as well as our whole facilities committee and their leadership in allowing us to move forward. The architects, Victor Familari and Ann Chu, I can't tell you the endless hours that were spent on this project, the week after week meetings, as well as the multiple discussions we had at the end in order to finally bring it to closure, but we did. Rick Stott, by the way, deserves special recognition for bringing together our Centennial Hall and modernizing it as our wall of history, and we thank him for that. Rich Ricca and Henry Morano sat with us during those endless planning hours and had a tremendous number of suggestions. We had Debbie Mao from Infection Prevention, so that we did this in the right way and didn't make anyone else sick in the process. Jim Mall and the information technology team. These type of projects have tremendous implications for information technology. And one of the nice parts about this is the fact that patient safety can be reviewed using our own IT program before every procedure for everyone in the room, clearly displayed on every screen in the room. The radiology staff, Gary, Gerard, and the entire team of technologists and interventional radiology, and Kevin Unruh and his predecessor, Will Bafulco, all provided tremendous amounts of input and were enormously helpful. Vince Goodell from Rayner for site planning, and the fine Lozardis staff for engineering, yeoman's work. When we finally got down to business, I had to say that the folks from E.W. Howell really have done a terrific job, and Charlie Vidagliata, Charlie, you were there every week with us, and we thank you. You're there every day. And Lori Lozada, who you know, was always banging us with the change orders. Thank you. You know, this is a tremendous combination of both technology and medicine working together, and very high-tech companies involved with our medical staff. Mike Toohey from Stryker was very instrumental in helping us with the planning, as well as Sherry Dove, who's the sales manager, and Mike Tetro from Siemens. And Dr. Henry Wu, by the way, at Stony Brook, actually helped provide us with the specs for the Artis Zigo. Now, the Artis Zigo is the name of that big structure in the operating room that actually provides the image. And it's got a lot of capability that you can't imagine. It's a robotic arm that can go to a particular place on the body, can merge CAT scans from the outside to a spin that's done in the OR so that you can actually see where you're at and what you're doing in 3 dimensions. If you're working in a particular place and then you have to do some type of open procedure, it can move out of the way, and at the push of a button can actually return to the exact site where you were before. So it really provides a level of technology that is not ordinarily available in operating rooms. We couldn't do this project without the tremendous support and help of our entire operating room nursing team. The nurses probably did more for this project than anyone else. Kathy Anderson, Roseanne Vitale, Rose Weissman, and Susie Moore joined me in a number of road trips. Now, you know, think stretch limousines and you know, scotch on the rocks. No, actually, these were road trips to various picturesque locations, such as Southside Hospital, North Shore University, Reading Hospital in Pennsylvania, Maimonides Hospital in Brooklyn, of course, New York Hospital in Cornell. All of which, all those trips helped us to make the appropriate choices that we did to make this the type of unit that it is. We wanted to see what was done elsewhere to be able to know what we could do better, to get there, get everyone's ideas as to what they did and how they would have done it if they had it to do all over again. And now we've got such a great team with Tammy Ashley, Jessica McGuire, and Rebecca, and Christy, all of whom are working together with Dr. Taziopoulos on the program. There was a simulation done today where a mannequin was brought in, where we simulated, in fact, an entire procedure done in the new OR. I think a special shout out should go to Dr. Rashmi Sharma, who's done extraordinary work in our facility, and she did our first endovascular aneurysm repair. The day after we got the approval to occupy, we did our first endovascular aneurysm repair. I think that we have to recognize some of the folks who are here who make Southampton Hospital what it is. Dr. Olga Maccabee is here, the director of our stroke center, and I think she's excited because she has worked hand in hand with Dr. Henry Wu on some difficult cerebral vascular cases. And Henry Wu, who wanted to be here but is at a national meeting presenting, will be here in the future doing procedures in our endovascular suite. And Dr. Taziopoulos, who's here, he's with Olympia, his assistant, who's absolutely terrific, has done a terrific job in education of our staff. I mean, to come in here and really have a program, not just want to do a procedure. It takes a very special surgeon who really understands that this is about building program. It's about educating the staff. It's about getting everyone to learn. You know, we are not making widgets here. We're actually taking care of sick people. This is an information industry. This is all about what you know. It is not necessarily about what you can do. You can do something magical and perfect. But if you don't know what the right thing to do is, if you don't know when to do it properly, you're going to do the wrong thing, and everyone will not be happy with the outcome. So knowing that this is all about spreading knowledge and growth of knowledge, I'd like to thank Dr. Taziopoulos for making that contribution. We've got a terrific program, an enormous opportunity. We're really looking forward to seeing this grow. It's already growing. I mean, my fondest dream has come true. Now I have people fighting over who can get into the room and when, and you know, they're laughing at me from the OR, but it's true. And not only are the vascular surgeons really interested in this room, it turns out, who knew, our gastroenterologists find that when they're doing complex stenting procedures in the common bile duct or the esophagus, they want to be there because they can see the three-dimensional anatomy better there than they can anywhere else. So I'm just very proud of all the work this team has done, and I thank Bob for allowing me to be part of it.
Thank you, Fred. Two groups I would like to acknowledge. We have a number of our board members. It's the board members who give me the permission to spend the money, so thank you very, very much, board members, not only for your ongoing support, but for your guidance, and for basically you're the ones that saw this hospital through the transition, and I'm certainly privileged and honored to work with all of you. So thank you very, very much for being here. If I could have a round of applause for our board. For all their effort, we compensate them the grand total of 0. So thank you, board. And I'd also, the number of members of the emergency medical services are with us today. The EMSs are with us, and I would just like to do a shout out and a thank you to all of the volunteers of the various ambulance squads around our communities. Certainly we couldn't do what we do without your help, so please give a round of applause for our EMS folks. And now certainly it's my great honor to invite our benefactor and great friend Audrey Gruss to join me at the podium here.
Thank you, Bob. And thank you for all the wonderful speeches and humor that we heard this morning from all of you. It was really very moving. Thank you. The Hamptons have brought so much joy to our lives. Good friends, inspiring conversations, precious time with our families, and the magnificence of nature surrounding us. Here we find respite and time to revitalize, and we delight in making memories that we treasure forever. Henry James notably wrote, "Summer afternoon, summer afternoon. To me, those have been the two most beautiful words in the English language." Well, had he been in the Hamptons, he might have included mornings and evenings too. We all agree there's no other place like our communities in the East End. But whether we're working, playing, or relaxing, it is well known that in our aging population, the highest probability of experiencing a severe medical issue is a stroke or a heart attack, especially for those over 50, and including the baby boomers. Knowing this, my husband Martin and I felt that it was essential for our local hospital to have the capability to perform time-sensitive treatment for heart and stroke distress. And now we do. My husband Martin regrets not being here today. He's at his London office doing a little restructuring, so he is sad that he wasn't here on this special occasion. He joins me in saying that it is with great pleasure that he and I have had the opportunity to be a part of the underwriting of the state-of-the-art Audrey and Martin Gruss Heart and Stroke Center. We are grateful to this community for its contribution to our lives, and we want to make sure that we all get the best health care possible. We hope that none of us have to use the center, but it is oh so reassuring to know that it is there. Our hope is that we all live together, live longer and stronger, so we can make most of the time we have here and leave a better, safer, healthier place for our children, grandchildren, neighbors, friends, and all those who love the Hamptons as much as we do. Thank you for joining us today in the celebration today and for your support of Southampton Hospital and all the people that it serves. It is truly an honor to be part of Southampton's new era, Southampton Hospital's new era of growth and health care. Have a great day.
That was truly wonderful, Audrey. Thank you so much. And you plan these events, you rehearse these events, people come up and whisper things to you, don't forget this, don't forget that, then you stand up and screw up the order of the speakers, and I did. So I apologize. I would like to invite our new friend, Dr. Apostolos Tassiopoulos, to join us at the podium. Dr. Tassiopoulos, or we've learned Tass is much easier nickname, is the Chief of Vascular and Endovascular Surgery at Stony Brook Medical Center.
Thank you, Bob. I know that you were waiting for the right part of the video to play before you invited me, and I really appreciate that. Fred, I also appreciate the very kind words. It was back in 2012 when Fred and I first started discussing about the possibilities once you had committed to the donation, and I pointed out how exciting this would be and how I kind of envisioned a collaboration between Stony Brook and Southampton Hospital along the lines of taking care of cardiovascular disease. In 2015, cardiovascular disease still claims 1/3 of all American lives. It's an epidemic. We've done strides. We're trying to control risk factors. We have developed modern ways of managing the disease, yet the disease is very fatal. One of the nicest things that have happened over the past 20 years is that technology has enabled us to provide state-of-the-art treatment to a larger number of people. Back when I was in training in the late 90s, it was a taboo to operate on somebody who had an aneurysm and was over the age of 80. Nowadays, using equipment like what you see, we can safely manage aneurysms on people who are in their late 80s, in their 90s, keeping them in the hospital for a little less than 24 hours and sending them back to their regular activities within a week. That was unheard of several years ago. Mrs. Gruss, you have enabled us to provide this type of service inside here, on this particular location. And what that means for the community is timely treatment, which sometimes during transfer opportunities are being lost. Also, the ability to create a comprehensive preventive program that will help prevent the disease as much as treat it. When I was talking to Bob and told him that this is a game changer, I truly believe that this is a game changer. It is also a great opportunity for collaboration between Southampton Hospital and Stony Brook. It will allow the latest and more advanced procedures, technologies, approaches to treatment to be transferred right here and developed right here in a collaborative fashion between the two institutions. That is really very exciting to me. I would like to thank you and congratulate you for all that you had offered. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tasiopoulos. We do have tours for all of our guests of this room. It may be your only chance to see them upright, because after this, they'll be wheeling people in on stretchers. But if you could see, Kate and Whitney will be over at this entrance. You do need to gown up, unfortunately, and I know we've made some provisions for ladies, your purses to be watched and things. If you'd like to go in and see the rooms, please take advantage of it. Other than that, I'd like to invite you all to join us for a light lunch, and thank you all very much. We have so many wonderful supporters with us here today. Thank you for being here. Oh, whoops, we're supposed to do a ribbon cutting as well. Marcia, where are we doing that? Over here. Okay.